I think we're at 4 o'clock. And
Sure.
so I will introduce myself. I don't know if you're actually even seeing me or if I'm in your window or not, but I'm Denise Gagne. My name tag says Musicplay Team, and that's what I'm a part of, is this wonderful team of Musicplay teachers. And today, Artie Almeida, our amazing Artie, is going to give us a little taste of the kind of sessions that we're going to do in the Artie and Denise music education extravaganza that starts next week on Wednesday. And we are doing 3 days of fantastic sessions. So this is our kind of a trial run to make sure we've got our technology all the way we want. And yeah, it's really quite nice. So Artie, when you read your story, we might want to not screen share so that we can see the book better. Otherwise, the book's going to be teeny tiny.
These pictures are not very clear anyhow without being in person and
That
sitting
is true.
at
Okay, so Artie, take it away. Artie's got a wonderful storybook lesson for us that we will all be participating in. I'll mute so that I don't throw her off.
Shaker would be good if you have it. If you don't have it, you just have to do train sounds for me. My name's Artie Almeida. I bring you greetings from gloomy and cloudy Orlando, Florida. We're doing the Happy Dance here in Orlando tonight because the hurricane went around us. Went a little further out to the west, and I'm sorry for all our friends that did get it, but we just got a lot of rain and lightning and thunder and stuff, and didn't get to use that new whole house generator we have here in Hurricane Land. I taught for 37 years. I've been retired for a few years now. I absolutely love it. I'm not really good at Zoom, so I'll try and get through things for you well here. I got to teach live kids and teachers for the last couple of months, and that made me very happy. And we all made sure we were doing safety things to keep COVID away and at bay. All right, I'm starting today with I love music and literature with the kids. I love books. I came from a book reading family. We're going to be doing Train Song by Diane Siebert today. And this lesson idea, which I've modified quite a bit, but it's just a great core, is by Sandra Stauffer. She was in Arizona. I'm not sure she's still there. Books by Diane Siebert, and the illustrator is Mike Wimmer. The pictures are kind of dark, but the little activity that goes with this is great. I get the kids on the floor and I sing, book time, everyone, come on down and let's have some fun. Book time, everyone, come on down and let's have some fun. And all the little ones gather in front of me. And I had spotlights in my room. Don't hate me, but it was really magical. We'd turn off the lights and everybody would say, ooh la la, and book time began. So today what I want to do is a little bit of the prep that I would have done with any lesson I do. The goal here for me today is a little bit of rhythm reading, a little bit of the A-B form. And so I'd be asking the kids to listen, and I would be pointing with a pointer while I speak this refrain that was created from the first page of the book. Boys and girls, listen up, and I'm going to speak it. And when I get done, I'll be asking you a question. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. What did you notice about it? We talk a little bit about what they might have heard, and somebody hopefully would come up with the answer that I did it twice through. Yes, I did. And in music, we have a little indicator for that. And I don't see my PowerPoint moving. There we go. And those little 2 dots and 2 lines, everybody say, shh, draw it with me. Ready? Shh. Tell us to go back and do it again. And so now this PowerPoint is looking more correct because it gives me my direction to go back and do it. Would you speak it with me 2 times this time? Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Now, one thing I want to tell you, one of my favorite affirmations is consonants are our friends. Just say no to oatmeal mouth. There's the top. There's the bottom. We want to be very clear with our speaking voices so our audience, our parents, our friends sitting next to us can hear our text clearly. The T's and the K's are what we need to emphasize now. Would you do this again for me 2 times through, and would you emphasize those T's and K's, not in an unnatural way, but making sure they're clearly heard. 1, 2, here we go. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Now we're going to do one more thing to alter that, but let's take a look at some trains. I love these pictures. This is like designed like an old steam train. It's actually at a zoo, but in the days of trains like that, boys and girls, it was very smoky. They had to feed it a lot of fuel and I think wood burning, or some of them, I guess the steam ones weren't, maybe. And anyhow, they were a pretty hot and dirty train to ride on, but probably really wonderful for the people who'd had to walk or ride their mules everywhere. The next one is a high-speed train, and I hope you get lucky enough one day to ride on these. John and I rode one in Europe and it went 200 miles an hour, but it didn't even feel like it, boys and girls. It was just an amazing experience. Now, we're going to talk about this word, and it might look to us here like crescendo, but you got to get your Italiano going. It's crescendo. Would you say that, please? Crescendo. Let's count to 5 and do a crescendo, which means gradually get louder, just like the picture shows you, starting small, growing louder. Ready? Let's count to 5 with a crescendo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was pretty good. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to go back to our little refrain, which I think you have memorized. And we're going to be speaking out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack, out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Now, if you have a shaker in your house, that would be great. You could use a box of pasta or a box of rice. If you don't have a shaker, you can just go, because for each refrain, we're going to do a little introduction, a couple of measures of eighth notes, and then speak our poem with the two. I think I'll go back to that poem for you, just give you a last look at it. 2 times through, crescendo on the second time, and I'll leave our train picture up. Our book is going to be taking center stage here, and I know that I'm not going to be able to show it really well in this little window, but it's okay. You'll get the idea. And you can check this out from the library. If they don't have it in your library, they can get it for you from Interlibrary Loan. Okay, so let's get started with our introduction. Ready? Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Woo, woo. I have a big grand train whistle, and I think I left it in my niece Katie's music room when I did some filming there. So we'll do our own little train whistle pull. Locomotives, cars in tow, New York City, Buffalo. Sorry about that. New York City, Boston, Mass, slowing neath the overpass. Dallas, Fort Worth, Abilene, with stops at all points in between. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Thank you for that. Steel wheels rolling on steel trails, rumbling, grumbling on steel rails. Engineers with striped hats, head of the line aristocrats, up in front and sitting high, see them wave as they go by. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Woo! Great trains, freight trains, talk about your late trains. The 509, right on time, straight through to LA. Whistle goes and whistle blows and there she goes, slicing through the day. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Woo! Boxcars, flat cars going to North Platte cars, the Cotton Belt and Santa Fe, New York Central on their way. Long trains, strong trains, singing clickety song trains. Cars with lumber, cars with cattle, clickety clacking to Seattle. Out and back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. Nicely done. Cars piled high with automobiles, wheels on wheels on wheels on wheels. Have you seen one of those go by, boys and girls, with all the cars stacked up? Tankers hauling gasoline, diesel, oil, and kerosene. 30 hoppers in a row hauling spuds from Idaho. Do you know what a spud is? It's a potato. Caboose of yellow at the end, disappearing round the bend. Out and back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. Trains with passengers on board, clickety clack, they're rolling towards their destinations far away, clickety clacking night and day. Coaches, club cars, diners too, dome cars with their perfect view. Out and back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. Woo, woo. Signal lights green, yellow, red. Railroad station up ahead. Rolling, rolling into town, toward the platform slowing down, creaking, clanking, air brake squeal, moaning, groaning, steel on steel. Out in back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. Overnighter to the bay, arrive at noon on Saturday. Get a sleeper, don't be late. She's waiting on track number 8. Head conductor dressed in black, peering up and down the track. Checks his watch now, hear him shout. You know what? Say it with me. All aboard. She's heading out. Out in back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. Out in back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. One quick thing about this page, make sure you say, when you're saying he's peering up and down the track, do something that looks like you're looking, like you're peering. My kids thought I was saying peeing instead of peering. So you don't want to have to deal with that. Do the little move that'll save you the embarrassment of that discussion. Through the tunnel, going fast, clickety clack, she's whirring past the city, suburbs, little town, forest feet and desert ground. Out and back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. Oh, good job. Spikes and cross-tied smooth worn rails, through the twilight whistle wails. Feel the rhythm and hear that sound. Clickety clack, she's homeward bound. Say goodnight, wave goodbye, everybody. Say goodnight and wave goodbye. Hear that railroad lullaby. Out and back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. Out and back, railroad track, clickety clack, clickety clack. And take your bow, my performers. I hope you enjoyed that little book. It works well. I've used it so many times. I've had the kindergartners do it in a little PTA meeting where the PTA wanted something to get parents in the door. And I had the kindergartners do some dramatization of it with a little train that went around the room, etc. Okay, if you've got a recorder with you, that's fine. If not, most of this doesn't need the recorder until the very end. But boys and girls, if you want to be a great recorder player, you need to work on so many different things. Air control, because the hole is so small, it doesn't take much air. Blowing softly, how to use the tongue and articulate, all those things. Today, all we're going to talk about and focus on is finger dexterity, how well your fingers work. Especially us woodwind players, we have to have good dexterity because our parts usually have very fast moving lines, lots of notes to play, and lots of fingers to be moving. Now, what I've got here today is our friend Crazy Frog. We're going to be doing a song by Mr. Crazy Frog, and it's called Axel F. That's going to be our music for us. And I'm going to be taking you through some of my favorite finger busters. Let me see if I can become active again here. Oops, there we go. This is based on an idea by Tammy Manguso. A lot of this routine is hers with things of mine added in, and I no longer, after all these years, know which are mine and which are hers. She teaches in Colorado. She's a fabulous lady with lots of creative ideas, and she gave me her blessing to share this with teachers around the country. Oh, I should say around the countries. So what we're going to be doing are some different things to exercise our fingers, and we're going to want big air as we move these. You want to really feel the tendons and the muscles. Now, I usually do an exercise with this where I lay this hand on my leg, okay, on my knee, and I show the kids how, would you just move a finger up and down like this? Put your hand, 2 little fingers softly on the back of your hand. Do you see that tendon moving? I can even see mine moving. Look at that, boys and girls. Do you feel it moving? Boy, this guy's as an athlete, isn't he? Tuck that finger under and put out the second finger. I know it looks rude, but poor baby, I feel sorry for this finger. One day he woke up and everybody hated him. You know, what are you going to do about that? Put that second finger out and move it and look at the difference. Go back to your first finger. Look how strong he is. What a strong tendon. And the second finger, nothing like it. Now put out your third finger and go. Come on, you can do it. Poor little thing. He unfortunately had the bad luck. I guess he was absent that day because when he showed up, he had to share a tendon with the pinky finger, and the pinky got the best of it. Do your pinky and you'll see. So hold up this hand and let's do an assessment of these tendons. Everybody say, very good. Not so good. Duh. and very good. This is important for you to know as you go about using woodwind instruments and other instruments as well, the limitations of that third finger and a little bit of that second finger as well. Okay, get ready, and I'm going to take you through some things. If you put on your favorite piece of music a couple of times a week and do these finger busters, you are going to be a better woodwind player. Let me call up Crazy Frog here, and Axel F is what we're doing, and I got this off of the internet. Let me get tuned back in here. Let's see if it's going to work for me. Hopefully y'all can hear that. Let me turn it up one notch. Finger 1. Finger number 2. Finger 3. Finger number 4. One and 2. Three and 4. One and 3. Ugh. The kids are like, tongue stuck out looking. 2 and 4. Sorry, that was 1 and 3. Now we got 2 and 4. Let's go in line. How's your body looking? Is it showing the music? Backwards now. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to shake them out before we do our push-ups. We're on push-ups now. I'm sorry, steeples. Second fingers, half notes, quarters. Good luck with this one. Quarters, pinky. Now, if you don't have a recorder, just grab a pen or a pencil or something. Set your thumb and 1. Let's pop it to the beat. Feel the hole under your fingers. Let's go to finger 1 and, finger 2 on the second hole. Finger number 3, good luck. You know he needs help. 1 and 2. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 3. 2 and 3. How about your thumb? Watch out. Just run them. Shake your hands out and flick, flick. Good. Give yourself a round of applause. Nicely done. Okay, that's Crazy Frog Finger Busters by Tammy Manguso. My kids like to get up and lead some of their own. I'll pick a student leader, but this is just a fun way to kind of look at stuff differently and let the kids know about the tendon challenges and just get their fingers warmed up. Okay, I'm going to be hopefully getting on to the next one. Repeat after me. I say it first. You can't be great if you can't audiate. Good, a little more expression. My turn. You can't be great if you can't audiate. Good, audiation, one of the secrets to success to a child being able to sing independently, in my opinion. And I like to do a lot of audiation songs. I thought this would be a good one you could do as soon as the kids get back from summer break, if they got one. I know a lot of school districts are staying in through the summer to do catch up. But anyhow, the summer will still be fresh in their mind when they're back in your classroom. If you know this song, I'm going to be singing low because of my vocal issues. But if you know this song, my melody, I might have a little bit different near the end than you because I've had to keep mine down lower. If you know it, sing it with me. If you don't, just hang out and listen. Swimming, swimming in my swimming pool. When days are hot, when days are cold, in my swimming pool. Backstroke, side stroke, fancy diving too. Don't you wish you never had anything else to do? But usually I do. Backstroke, side stroke, fancy diving too. That's going to be my version. The real one is fancy diving too. If you want to take that and head on up, that might be better for your kids. Now, the original words are not backstroke. Yeah, there you go. The original words are not backstroke, it's breaststroke, but there's a problem. This is an audiation song, and when you're keeping everything in your head, and for the first time you're keeping breaststroke in your head, and you get there and a kid forgets, you wind up in the middle of your class with breast, this big word being sung. And of course, that's it. You know, the kids are gone, especially if you're teaching 4th or 5th or 6th grade. That's it once someone sings the word breast loudly in the room as a solo. So I changed it backstroke, and my kids don't know that there was ever any other iteration of this. So would you do me a favor now and let me move on to, I've highlighted the word swimming in a different color, and that means we're going to audiate. We're going to keep those in our head. Instead of singing swimming, swimming, we're going to be doing these 2 motions and singing it in our head, audiating those words. I think I probably just changed the key on you, but it's going to be swimming, swimming, except nobody will hear it because it won't be coming out of your mouth. I think I better go back to where I was, swimming, swimming. No, I'm going to go back to swimming, swimming. Sorry, this is the story of my life with this vocal disability. Swimming, swimming, 1, 2, good luck to you. In my swimming pool, when days are hot, when days are cold, in my swimming pool. Backstroke, side stroke, fancy diving too. Don't you wish you never had anything else to do? But of course, the kids die laughing. We tell them that just has 1 T, not 2, but they still grab their little high knees there. Okay, let's go ahead and audiate a little bit more. I got to take it up a bit because I realize I'm just too low for you. Swimming pool is going to be out, down, and in. It's a rectangular pool. Try it with me. Out, down, in. So it'd be swimming, swimming in my swimming pool. And that'll take care of that length of the note for pool. Okay, here we go. In my, when days are hot, when days are cold, in my backstroke, side stroke, fancy diving too. Don't you wish you'd ever had anything else to do? But, all right, let's see what happens next. Hot and cold, and both of those are going to be audiated in this next time. Good luck, here we go. In my, when days are, in my backstroke, side stroke, fancy diving too. Don't you wish you never had anything else to do? But hopefully you're doing well with this. I wish I could hear your beautiful voices. Backstroke, just do 1 hand of the backstroke on that beat. Boys and girls, remember, please to sing the words in your head that are in colors. When we say take them out, we don't mean take them out of your head. We just mean don't let them come out of your mouth. Ready, audiate. In my, when days are, in my side stroke, fancy diving too. Don't you wish you never had anything else to do? But let's see what happens next. Backstroke, side stroke. My little black kitty is trying to get here with me. This is my little black kitty, everybody, and she's a sweetie. She loves music and comes around to all my Zooms. Okay, backstroke, side stroke are the next things, or side stroke to audiate. Good luck, sing it in your head. In my, when days are, in my fancy diving too. Don't you wish you never had anything else to do? But, all right, let's see what we've got now. Fancy diving too. Go up slowly and then gravity kicks in and you come off of the diving board into that cool water in the pool. Ready, here we go. In my, when days are, in my don't you wish you never had anything else to do? But, all right, this entire phrase is going to be audiated. Don't you wish you never had? Ready, here we go. In my, when days are, in my, anything else to do? But, and now, anything else to do? in your head, and then the word but will be sung. You can grab your booty if you want, like my kids did. And the kids were just always laughing, saying, but what if Mr. Augusto, who was our principal, what if he walks in the room and we're on the last word and we sing but as he walks in the room? I said, we'll just show him the lyrics and tell him it's only one T. So get your one T ready if you're caught in that situation. Okay, I'll meet you at the end for a lovely but. Everybody, here we go. 1, 2, good luck to you. In my when days are in my but how did you do? I think it's time for a round of applause. I wish we were together where I could hear all of your voices singing as well as mine. Okay, let's see. We did a little book time with train song, Out and Back Railroad Track. We did a recorder warm up, or it could be a warm up for drumming or piano lab if you do those. And then we did an audiation song. We're going to move on now to some non-pitch percussion. Now, if you don't have 4 sound sources with you, it's okay. You can just beat and bang on the table in front of you, or make any kind of sounds with body percussion. With this, I do this in a hoop group activity with Woods Metal Shaker Skins, and I do improvisatory stuff before. I have a really great PowerPoint about improvisation and 5 rules for great improvisations, or 5 suggestions for great improvisatory times. I'm going to be doing that in one of my sessions in the Artie and Denise clinic that's coming up next week. But for today, we're all going to just take turns playing each section with a different instrument. In the classroom, I didn't have enough instruments to give 40 kids 4 different instruments. So found sounds at home are great. You could go get a box of rice if you need a shaker. You can beat on something with sticks. You can get 2 spoons to hit together if you want another timbre. Here's what I've picked out for today. For my instruments, I think on phrase 1, let me go ahead and call up my PowerPoint slide. And there it is. This is out of the Hoop Group book. I didn't bring the book to show you the cover. Sorry about that. But this is, or no, maybe this is out of the Percussion Parade book, actually. It's one of the just non-pitched things. But you can also do it as a hoop group with 4 hula hoops as your organizer. Boys and girls, you do not have to sit and count 15 times while you play this first ostinato, okay? There's only a little teeny weeny. Here's your introduction. Bum, 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 bum. You think it, or you know it's, and then we've got 15 times through this little, this little rhythm we're all so sick of. We'd love to let it go, right? That will be 15 times, but you don't need to count. Use your ears and listen to the music. It's going to go through 16 measures of music, one of which is the introduction. It's going to climax, and then it's going to begin to taper off, and you'll hear when the end of that section's coming. Your ears will be saying, oh, it's kind of wrapping up here. I better move my eyes on to the next rhythm ostinato that I have to play. I give a big cue for the kids, but we want to get them used to hearing the rise, the fall, and coming out of it as they prep for the next phrase, the next section that's coming. I wanted to make a suggestion to you. This is so funny. This sounds so nefarious when I tell you this, but isn't this little guy cute? Boys and girls, he was a gift to me. Let me see. I wrote on the bottom. I write on the bottom of all these little gifts I get. Elise Bedell went to Roatan on a cruise in 2014. And this says Elise Bedell, Roatan 2014. And she brought back a gift, a musical gift. Isn't that fun? Now, it sounds totally horrible to say this, but you'll get a lot of little gifts that you can use in your teaching. Every time the kids go on vacation, they bring back something for the music room or for you. That's going to be my little phrase 1 guy. I'm going to set him down. For phrase 2, I think I'm going to change timbres. No, I think for phrase 2, I'm going to use another cool instrument. Wish I'd written the name of the child that gave this to me. It's a gecko cocorico, and he's small enough that you can control the amount of the rhythms that go on. And rhythm 2 is just made for something like this, where you don't have to do a long involved rhythm. Okay, for my 3rd one, I'm going to change to a jingle stick, and I think I'll use my earth drum. I got this so long ago. I think I got this at West Music, but I haven't seen one in ages. So I'm going to use these different instruments, and I hope that you'll play along with me. On the jam session, I wish I'd put it in tonight for you, but don't just beat and bang, okay? Don't do the same thing over and over again. I don't want to see any wind-up monkeys that just keep shaking and playing the same thing. Do short sounds, do long sounds, put in some silences, because they're a very important part, believe it or not, of music. Try and really mix it up for me and use your body. your bodies, you don't want you to look like you're asleep there. Use your body as you're jamming, and then we'll fade out. Although I tell you what, it's a long jam session, so I usually let the kids go and fade out right at the end of that. You can let it go further if you wish. This song is eternal. It's like Who Let the Dogs Out? You know, they didn't know when to quit. So you go as long as you want and make as much of it with the kids as you want. Okay, I'm getting ready to turn on our tune here. This is Pharrell Williams. And the tune that was really such a big hit. Kids loved it, and I have a lot of different lessons for it. Get your instruments ready. If not, clap, snap, pat, beat on your table, whatever it is you need to do to play along. I think my speaker went to sleep. Give me just a moment. Ah, there we go. Oops. Yep. Let's get to the next one. I thought I'd turned it. Okay, here we go.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, ain't nothing. Bring me down, your love is too high. Bring me down, ain't nothing. Bring me down.
And you get the idea. Lots of stuff in this, even though it looks very simple. We've got our quarter and eighth values. We've got the quarter rests to compare against those quarter notes of sound. We can talk about phrasing. We can talk about improvisation. And my kids just always enjoy this. And there's a lot of motion and a lot of energy and fun in the room. Those are the things I brought you tonight to share with you. Now for Artie and Denise next week, I'm very excited about my offerings. I have 44 lessons for you. Many of which are videos from my students in my classroom, teachers around the country, around the United States, and I've got some of other countries, but I think the things in this are just US teachers. And then this was so exciting to me. You know, during the pandemic, I didn't teach anything but Zoom like most of you, but I'm retired, so I wasn't having to go every day, all day long and teach Zoom. So I did Zooms to a bunch of like college methods classes, some school districts, etc., and some for Save the Music Foundation, if you know about them. So this spring, when I wanted to get ready for Artie and Denise, I wanted to shoot video with some real kids. And my niece, Katie Grace Miller, some of you might know her. It was the last week of school at her school, and she let me come in and do 2 days of video recording. It was 2 hours, one day with primary lessons and one day with intermediate, although it was almost the same mix of kids. I had some older kids who were really kind enough to come in and do all the baby stuff, the littles with me to demo. And the little kids that really tried to bump it up and do some of the stuff for the older kids too. So I got to teach real kids for the first time in what is probably about 2 years, because of course I didn't do any subbing or do any demonstration teaching. Often when I'll go do clinics, I fly into a city and I'll go to whatever school is hosting me and teach a couple of classes with their kids that day, and then do the clinic on Saturday or whatever. Anyhow, I got to go in and do 2 days of videos with the kids. We all did first takes, and you're going to see 2 sessions that have a lot of those videos in them, so you can see the real response of kids instead of teachers that get it all right like we do in clinics. And my topics are percussive possibilities, and I've got drums, mallet percussion instruments, non-pitch percussion and hoop groups. I've got some ORF with recorders, I've got drumming, boom whackers, and kickballs. So that's percussive possibilities. Next is sing, sing, sing. And I've got 5 lessons that I did with the little people. And then I put in a session for you about the attention getters, the verbal attention getters that I use to keep my class running efficiently without me having to rag on somebody about their behavior. Just little quick things that you sing or you speak in rhythm. Next session is focus on form. I love form lessons. Most of you know parachutes, ribbons, and scarves. I love using activating pieces of music that children probably wouldn't have picked out for themselves through props and focusing on form. I've got some parachute stuff in there, some stick horses, plates, big, large 30-inch scarves, teams of three-person soldier teams doing creative movement. I've got some hula hoops that are cut in half to do arch dances with, and I've got a cup passing game in there for you. My fourth session is moving towards mastery, and I've got tons of things. I love music theory. I wanted to be a music theory teacher. My theory teacher told me I was much too outgoing and fun to be a theory teacher grading papers in an office all day, which is pretty funny for her to say, but I love to embed music theory in everything that I do and have my kids walk out the door to middle school really being fluent in the language of our music. So I've got note value study guides, the Notey Pokey, engine number 9 with kiddie trains, Wipeout with super stretchy, rhythm rockets, and I've got some other things in there, that a big series of rhythm lessons called Crazy Eights. All right, let's see. And then last, showstoppers, performance pieces that pop. I'm not a choir director, and so keep that in mind when you do see this session, but my kids love to sing, and we sang all the time. And my goal was to get them to middle school, where they had a lady who was a wonderful choral teacher. Anna had a vocal model and loved singing. But what I really wanted to do was make my group half boys and half girls. And to do that, the boys wanted to do the other things. They wanted to play drums. They wanted to play xylophones, Orff instruments. They wanted to do boom whackers. They wanted to do the black light and the glow in the dark gloves. So those things got the boys into my group for me. And then they found out they loved to sing and do the choreography as well. So I've got a ton of short pieces that I've done on stage, whether it was at our school or at a lot of convention work, which my group did in Orlando. We did the Worldwide American Express Convention, lots of educational conventions, Florida Music Educators, Georgia Music Educators, MENC. And these are some of the things that we would put in to kind of mix things up. Wizards in Winter is glow in the dark snowflakes under black light. I've got a Walt Hampton Zimbabwean piece for you. Horse and Buggy is a great Orff piece. Dorian Dance, same thing. Connie Saliba on that one. Two of my favorite vocals, Teach the Child, Touch the Future by Christy Carey Miller. I Need to Read, which is John Jacobson out of a collection, and it is really fun. I choreographed it with hardback books. Pizza, which is a fun song, Kirby Shaw, and we did it with little pizzas on our hands. I think you'll like that one. Fish and Chips and Vinegar. I always do audience participation pieces in our concerts, and that was one to get the parents singing in a little round. Rond, which is a 3-part recorder piece. A friend of mine arranged, you are going to love this piece for soprano, alto, tenor recorders, and she's given me permission to give the music to you. Alpha 4, which is a body percussion piece by Jim Solomon, and Beta 5, which is another piece. I just changed the name of it, but did a more advanced body percussion piece called Beta 5. An MK8 piece called One Nation, which is all about a nation divided that needs to be united. Hello. I think it's a really perfect piece for this time. And then 2 chorals that I love. And again, I'm not a choral director, but my kids loved singing these and wanted to join chorus. The Best That I Can Be, and As Long as I Have Music. Whew, I can't wait to see you next week because I got so much good stuff to share, and I hope you enjoyed the things I brought tonight. I'm going to throw it back to Denise right now. Oops.
I'm not sure how to spotlight myself, so
Get out of
okay.
this. I'm going to close.
I'm just hoping that my my wonderful helpers can figure out how to spotlight me.
How about that?
You're good now.
I'm good now. Okay, that is great. So I'm Denise Gagne, and I'm the other half of the Artie and Denise conference that's happening next week. We've been running free webinars up to the conference, and I think, if the demand is continues. I mean, this is July, this is holiday time. And after Artie and Denise, we may continue doing these webinars just because they have been fun and a chance to connect and see our teachers face to face, which is wonderful. So I'm doing 2 sessions next week that use storybooks. And the one session is called Jazz It Up, and I'm going to do a full lesson on Miles the crocodile and give a beautiful little coloring page that I've made for Miles the crocodile. But I thought to give you a taste of it, I would let you hear Ella Fitzgerald. And of course, I have lost my, nope, I've got them all. Okay, I just have to move my Zoom screen. So this is Ella, Ella the Elephant. I think I bought these books at West Music a long time ago. I've had them forever. And it took a while till I figured out how to use them because they come with 12 recordings each. There's 12 different tracks that go with this. So the one track reads through, but then the other tracks give examples of different jazz instruments and the characters in the story. So this is the intro
Sings
to Ella.
jazz just like that, and uses her mouth to do something called scat.
I can scat high. Get up, get up, get up, get up, and I can scat low.
And she goes on, and there's other concepts. So you can do as much of each of these recordings as you want. But I'm going to go to Otis the cat. There's Otis the cat.
Scat, what's that?
Says Otis the cat.
I will teach you.
Says Ella.
I've got it down pat.
And these musical examples are
Instead of
all
real words.
wonderful.
We'll make up our own, like hippity doo wah, or zippity doo bone. Just make up some sounds like shoopity doo dee. And if you get stuck, just sing along with me. When the band starts to play, we can all follow along, and they play their instruments, and we can scat the song.
So you have the opportunity to scat. Then we have drums.
Billy Joe Giraffe plays the drums. A boom boom bap, a boom boom bap. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-doom, ba-ba-boom, bap-bap. Doom-ba-da-doom, 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 bap-bap. Ba-da-da-da-ba-ba-dee-da-ba-boom.
And this is one book where I absolutely would use the recording because I can't do those things that
Mingus Mouse plays the bass. Boom, ba ba boom, 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 ba ba boom. Doom ba boom boom, doom ba boom, boom boom boom, doom ba, boom ba boom, doom boom doom boom doom, doom ba doom.
so again, just great musical examples. And then we have
Let's do the ear song.
and that's a whole track by itself. And then we have Miles the crocodile.
Miles the crocodile plays the trumpet. Wee wah, wee wah, bit of a wee wah. Ba-da-boo-boo-boo-boo-ba. Ba-wida-wah, bit-a-boo-boo-ba-ba.
So all the trumpet players out there can admire that. And then we have
Charlie Bird plays the sax. Bebop, uh-huh, bebop, uh-huh.
And I'm just giving you a little taste of each of these. I think I would do that with the kids as well.
Ellington plays the piano.
Not play the
I like
whole
the
tracks
ding,
the
ding,
first
ding,
time
ding,
through.
ding, 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 ding. Ding, dong, ding, ding, dong, dong.
So these are a series called Baby Loves Jazz. if you look on YouTube and you look up Baby Loves Jazz on YouTube, there's a great video of a little one, like maybe 4 years old, reading this story. And they've got it, obviously they've heard it enough times that they've got it all memorized. But it ties in really well for those of us looking to add more jazz to our classrooms. It ties in really well if you're looking for more storybooks for inclusive classrooms. So the whole, this is, I think they're really wonderful books. And so Miles the Crocodile is the one that I'm going to do next week. Now, I love movement stuff and singing games, and I'm doing lots of those in the conference next week. And the one that I want to share with you today is Fuzzy the Clown. And my Fuzzy the Clown is this beautiful little pop-up puppet, and Fuzzy pops right up. So when I do this with the kids, I bring in Fuzzy the Clown to my classroom, and we do things like make your voice go the way Fuzzy goes. Whoop, whoo. I want to see everybody moving with me. Ready? Whoop, whoo, whoo. So we do lots of vocalises with that. This is a great vocalise tool, but Fuzzy is the star of the song. So I'm going to screen share, and this is Musicplay Online, and I'm in the learning modules, and this is the movement, it's the movement movement song favorites module. So I'm going to play the video, and we're going to share Fuzzy.
Fuzzy the clown lives a long, long way down, down deep inside his box. And every night when it is still and quiet, Fuzzy pops right up. And he dances and dances all around. And he dances and dances all around. And he dances and dances all around. And then he pops back down. This time, can you pop down in your little box like Fuzzy?
Stand up.
Fuzzy the clown lives a long, long way down, down deep inside his box. And every night when it is still and quiet, Fuzzy pops right up. And he dances and dances all around. And he dances and dances all around. And he dances and dances all around. And then he pops back down. This time, can you pop down in your little box like Fuzzy? Fuzzy the clown lives a long, long way down, down deep inside his box. And every night when it is still and quiet, Fuzzy pops right up. And he dances and dances all around. 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 And then he goes to sleep.
They're on the floor going to sleep. So we've gotten them all wound up, and then we get them all calmed down. So this module is fabulous. All the favorite movement songs from the whole year, Button Factory, Sleepy Buddies is in here. You can use either the lyrics or the kids. The Go Bananas song, Monkeys, Elephants Have Wrinkles, One Green Jelly Bean, and Action Leader. This is a great copycat song. This one gets you moving. I won't have time today to add it, but this is another really good one for teaching high and low. And here's the Shake It song. And I did a kids teacher demo of it because I haven't been able to get in with kids yet, but pretty soon we are going to have the ability to, I think I'll be allowed back into the classroom to do some teaching next year. So that is a couple of the movement things from Musicplay Online, and I'll be doing lots more movement and singing games, things that you can do if you end up virtual next year. I'd hope and pray we have normal classrooms next year, but things that you can do, and things that I'm doing a singing game session with no touching, because I'm pretty sure, at least in our Canadian schools, you won't be allowed to have kids holding hands and sharing materials. I'm pretty sure American schools are going to be a little more open than ours are. And my other sessions, I'm doing a session on Jazz It Up with lots of fun jazzy pieces and a little introduction to the jazz history unit. I'm doing bucket drumming and desk drumming, and we've got some new exercise videos that make it really easy for you to have your kids do it. We've got the overhead camera showing how to do the bucket drumming, no touch singing games. I'm doing a session on ways to enhance literacy in your kids. In fact, I was practicing today with ball bouncing rhythms, because the more fun the kids have while they're learning to read music, the more they're going to retain. It just goes together. If the kids are engaged, they learn. So fun activities to learn how to read rhythms, to learn how to read melodies. And what's my last session? I can't even remember. Oh, storybooks for inclusive classrooms. And I've got some wonderful storybooks. Thank you, Janae, for a few of your suggestions. They've been fabulous. And yeah, I think you're really going to enjoy this storybook session. Storybook session, actually, one of the storybooks moved me to the point where I wrote a song inspired by the story, and I think you're going to love it. And as part of the conference, you'll get the piano vocal score, the vocal reproducibles, the videos of the song to use, and the performance accompaniment CDs. So it's going to be I think a really inspiring book. I hope for everybody here. It's wonderful. So do we have any questions from our chat, Carrie Lynn, that either I or Artie or any of the team can answer?
I'm not seeing any questions necessarily. It does seem like there is some black stuff happening when we share screen. So we're going to do a little bit of research before our conference next week. So that is good. I did want to let everybody know that anybody who did sign up for the live conference, you should be getting an email right away here that is bringing you into the conference so that you can start getting your bearings a little bit. So if you haven't received an email and you are part of the live conference, please reach out to support@musicplay.ca and we will get you sorted. And there was another thing. Oh, don't forget your virtual choir submissions. We definitely want to see everybody singing in the choir. So definitely do that. Okay, now we have some questions. Great. Okay, Denise, are you seeing them as well?
I am, and yes, I am seeing the questions. So let me just see here.
Ooh, Alyssa has a good question.
Okay, can you read it, Carolyn? Because I'm not seeing it.
I absolutely can. When we renew Musicplay next year, will all the same lessons be there from last year?
Yes, I am going to update. There is also something coming for next year that is going to be truly amazing. I almost have no words to describe it. It's the My List feature is going to be on steroids. So you will have the ability to create your own lesson module, just like I've created in those lesson modules that you've been using. You'll have the ability to add song videos, interactive activities to it, games to it. You will have the ability to take my module and edit it, and then put in the things that you want to add to your lesson, take away the things that you don't want in the lesson. You might have started to see, if you've been playing on beta lately, sometimes on a video, it'll say add to my lesson. We've had a few emails about that because the button is there and it's not functional yet, but that's how close we are. I don't know if we'll have a version of it to show in the conference next week, but for sure by August, we're going to have the My List up and running, and yeah, it will be truly amazing. One of the things that I want to do, and I can't do this until we're finished, Artie and Denise, every year when I taught, at the end of the year, I would take my month outlines, I'd tape them all together, and then I would check my sequencing. And I haven't done that yet because this year was just survive. I feel like I've just been treading water and holding on by my fingernails, trying to keep that week ahead. But I do want to have that look at the full year laid out and see, have I got enough of this kind of activity? Where do I have my multicultural pieces? Do I need more multicultural pieces? Do I need more movement? Is this class too much sitting and not enough moving? So I will go through and edit and adapt, but I think primarily the things I want to make sure that we have those new rhythm reading, those beautiful rhythm play-alongs earlier in the year. We didn't have them built till January, so September to December is missing them. And we have some rhythm imposter videos coming, and we're going to have some ball bouncing rhythms coming. So there will be lots to add to the lessons, but I won't be taking away the major content. Okay, that was a long answer.
Danielle had asked, will we be able to print the handouts before the conference opens next week? I know Carrie Lynn might be the one to address that, but we've got a ton. Before she tells you yes or no on that, we have tons of stuff for you. Each session up there right on the page with everything, you'll be able to download all the handouts and visuals, all the materials, a list of all the materials that are being used, a resource list of things that are going to be in it, visuals, visual presentations, our opening yaks. It's just really extensive, the stuff that comes with each of the sessions. I was so excited last year to be able to give it all to everybody and then get everybody else's from all the other sessions that were done. So you can walk out of there with everything you need, all the visuals to just put on the screen in your classroom, you know, the next Monday.
Yeah. And we'll be kind of like we did last year. We had a day 0 for orientation and letting you really work through the system and everything and make sure that you're 100% good and ready for the live conference. So expect that invitation to come next week, probably, hopefully Monday, but definitely Tuesday. Okay. So I've got...
Someone has asked, can we renew the subscription to Musicplay Online through the session next week? When you signed up for the session, if you have signed up, you get a welcome package, and in that welcome package is a 25% off discount code that you can use for anything on Musicplay USA, Musicplay Canada, or 25% off the subscription. So that comes with the welcome package. And if anybody signed up and you didn't get that welcome package, send an email to, I'll put it in here, send an email to support@musicplay.ca. I'll throw that into the chat. Support@play.ca. Keep Brian busy. He's
he's pretty busy.
Lots of emails. Pretty busy,
Yeah.
And he's really, really, really nice and really friendly if you ever talk to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other questions I've missed?
We have a question about, is there an update available to purchase to go with the pre-K Musicplay books that were purchased last year?
Pre-K is not being changed. I love pre-K.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I always say that's the one that's near and dear to my heart because I taught all my grandkids the lessons before they ever went into the pre-K program. So my oldest grandson got his driver's license this year. So for 16 years, I've been exploring the world of preschool music. And I'm really, the only thing that we're actually going to change or add is those, we missed 2 letters of the alphabet. We missed the Y and we missed the V, I think. So those we will add to book 3, but it's all on Musicplay Online. And yeah. I quite like it. Ottawa Catholic School Board, if you send an email to support, they may be able to tell you how to log in. And we're going to be able to pause your personal subscription while you use your districts. Again, contact support, and they'll be able to help you with that. And last date you can register for the conference. Actually, the recorded version of the conference, you'll be able to register for up to October 31st. We want to make sure everybody has 2 months to watch those videos, and the videos will stay online till January the 2nd. That's the day before most of you will go back to classes in January. And we figure by the time you go back in January, you'll be too busy to watch them anyways. So the site will close January 2nd at midnight. Last date for the live conference is it Monday or Tuesday, Carrie Lynn?
Oh, Monday, July 12th. Yep.
Monday, July 12th. And we wanted that a day before the conference starts, so we have time to get the welcome packages out to you. I am really excited, Artie, to tell you, we have people from all 50 states.
We made it. Thank you, West Virginia.
West Virginia. It's so exciting.
We have 12 countries. I mean, far flung. We have people coming from every corner of the world. Very excited about that.
Yeah. And we have 9 provinces. We need someone from Newfoundland still. And we have Northwest Territories, but we don't have Nunavut Territories, and we don't have Yukon Territories. But I'm going to send some emails out this week because we really would like to have representation from all of North America. That's pretty cool.
And I see that P. Dixon had said, I'm hoping to be able to attend an in-person conference. So are we. We're working on that and hope it works out. We can be hugging necks next year. That's what we're ready for.
We certainly hope so. And I think we're going to do it live and stream it at the same time so that those who can't travel will still be able to see it. And then, of course, we'll record the sessions and make a recorded version of it available after. So it'll take more videographers next year, but it will enable us to reach everybody who wants to come. Can I say where we're going to have it, Artie?
Why not?
Okay.
Inspired in
Indianapolis. Inspired in Indianapolis. So we're pretty excited. We're going to make a trek out to the Speedway and see the where the Indy 500 is held, and it's going to be a fun time. Way more fun.
Bring your tennis shoes. It's a walking city. It's beautiful. There's a beautiful public park and the zoo and museums and lots of stuff to do. And of course, every night, Denise and Artie love to party. So you'll have to go with us to have something great to eat and some libations. And you got to stay at the conference hotel because that's where all the action is every evening. So
I've been on the wagon for 2.5 months now. This is 15 pounds gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe by next year, I'll be able to party again. Those 15 pounds stay off.
Sounds good. I just want to address Diane. You just sent me a direct message just about the audio, losing the audio. So worrying about next week. Every single session is recorded, and we have backup of the majority of the sessions. So if you miss anything in the live session, the recording will be available. It won't be as quick as last year, but we'll be uploading it ASAP. So just so you know, if you have the live, you also get the recorded. Okay, excellent. Okay, so I think that wraps us up. This will be on YouTube.
I just want to say, Carrie Lynn, who's talking right now, finished her master's presentation today. I think everybody should give her a big round of applause. I can't believe she's the manager of operations at Themes and Variations and has done her master's degree in distance education at the same time. Wow. And she's reached the end of this. It's been a huge job. So congratulations, Carrie Lynn. We're all really happy for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Awesome. Okay, great. So I hope to see almost everybody next week at Artie and Denise. If you don't receive an email with the invitation for the live sessions, please send an email to support because we need to get you into that conference site before we have problems. So Great. And thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you
you.
so much for
Awesome,
coming. I
okay.
hope you have a really wonderful summer. Lots of relax and good times.